It's a pleasure to be here to address the council and the community at large. Usually I speak pretty briefly, however I would hope you would indulge me that we can cover a few more things in the past and as we move forward in and through 2015. So having said that, since I don't have a teleprompter, I'll read from a script in front of me. In 2014 went by in the blink of an eye, other than snowstorms and appointing police officers. As of this evening, 2015 is 10 plus months of blank pages. First and foremost, I want to assure the council that I will work with you, the volunteer groups, and the community at large as I did in 2014. Once we are done, I'm confident we will have etched another good year in the history books for West Springfield. And saying we work together is not an understatement. Again, if you'll indulge me for a few minutes, let's reflect on some of what we accomplished in 2014 and how this moves us through 2015. As we started off calendar year 2014, we struggled with potholes and coming to an agreement on a surrounding community agreement with MGM. Both issues were resolved. However, both topics will be issues moving forward in 2015 and forward. As we plugged the potholes, and we were resolved with an award from a board of arbitrators, we received confirmation that West Springfield would receive $425,000 annually from the casino due to their ruling. And I do appreciate the council's support as we move forward on both of those issues. In 2014, we went into the 2015 fiscal budget process with a $2.41 million deficit in the operating budget. We addressed this by creating efficiencies within the town's operation, and now West Springfield has a structurally sound operating budget. Moving forward, the budget, the mayor's office and the council, we own that moving forward. There were financial policies created to ensure the mishaps in the past would not be repeated in the future. The city's checkbook, displaying all the city's expenditures, was put online for all the world to see. And I want to thank Sharon Wilcox and Paul Marshall and Bobby Russo for helping with this. The catalyst for this was actually a conversation that I had with Councilor Brian Griffin. So I want to thank him for that. This transparency, along with the other financial practices, helped to ensure our bond rating would be increased by the financial group from Standard & Poor's. Our current rating is AA. It was increased from AA-. This was critically important as we had to take out a loan for the construction of the new high school and library. The interest rate we secured was 2.987%, and as we go out to the thousands, those certainly do mean savings in dollars. Our annual payment will start this year, this budget cycle, coming in at $2.95 million. Over the course of 23 years, this will gradually be reduced to $2.1 million in year 23. However, significant numbers. During the budget cycle, with the councilor's cooperation and confidence, the city was able to bring a lawyer in-house, who sits over here to your left, for the first time ever. The city was also able to hire its first ever economic development director, along with a cartograph data person to improve our DPW responses and create efficiencies within the department. We still have a long way to go. And as of today, we learned that this person has given his notice and has moved on to the same job, however higher paying in the private sector. So that's a hurdle we'll have to go over as we move forward. We also have in place an energy manager funded 50% by a state grant and a health and safety officer manager. As you heard last month, the energy manager position has already paid for itself with the signing of a net metering agreement that will save the municipality at a minimum $110,000 annually in electricity. There have been many advances and improvements to our community. In addition to our new high school and soon to be open library, we have purchased a property at 389 Main Street to move our community development office and police substation closer to the playground and eliminate the rent that was being paid. The purchase was made without a single penny of local tax dollars being spent. We look forward to this facility opening later this spring. With the addition of our Economic Development Director, the city has improved our web presence and is now partnering with local businesses, chambers, and regional economic development partners. We have started small business hours, developed a vacant and abandoned property inventory, and a permitting guide to help reduce the time that licensing and permitting takes place. Our Economic Development Director initiated the partnering with SCOPE, S-C-O-P-E, capital letters. This organization is the premier small business mentoring service in the United States. This organization will begin their presence in West Springfield this April and will be available in the new community development facility on Main Street on a regular basis once this opens up, so that all may avail themselves of this service. We've also started the process of revitalizing 150 Front Street Mills. Through our diligence, the city was able to provide these mill buildings with high-speed fiber to enhance the revitalization of this area. There will be some exciting developments as we move forward in 2015 in this area. I also want to remind the community of the council's hard work as we work together, utilizing assistance from the city's resource staff. The council drafted and accepted the Casino Overlay District, drafted and accepted the medical marijuana ordinance, and we worked together on drafting and approval of many other ordinances, which I'll zip through briefly. But I do want to note that since the city has changed its charter, we haven't had so many ordinances drafted and approved since the first year of the council. Very impressive work, so kudos to the city council, town council also. We approved the tree committee ordinance and accepted of a tree warden, approval of the Veterans Multi-Member Board ordinance, approval of the Watershed Protection and Enforcement ordinance, approval of the town's towing ordinance, the acceptance of the Central Maintenance Department, a requirement of the charter dating back to day one of charter reform. And we have completed the draft of the form-based zoning ordinance for the merit section of our community, a document that lay dormant since 2011. We have established a group to rework the parking ordinance for our community and another group that's working on the sign ordinance. These last two initiatives will be completed in 2015, and we become a template for the next decade. In 2015, we will also complete the required charter review and also update the open space and recreation plan. The Mayor's Office has encouraged and will continue to welcome suggestions and innovative ideas. An example is, if not for the input of one of our residents, who knows when or if the receivership program would have been enacted in West Springfield to help, which helps us clean up blighted properties in different neighborhoods throughout our community. I want to thank our town attorney and health director for taking the lead on this program and working closely with the Attorney General's office. We've already identified 20 properties throughout our community for this program. We've also started a landlord-tenant group to educate and protect landlords in our community and also to protect our quality of life. This will be a very important program moving forward. We also learned last year that sometimes the smallest actions create the most satisfaction. Look no further than the Dropbox installation in front of the town hall. The compliments and thanks from the seniors and others who are utilizing the drop-off far exceeds our expectations. In addition to this, everyone now has the ability to pay their bills with a credit card 24/7, online, or over the phone. Of course, bigger projects are certainly appreciated too. In 2014, the city spent almost $2.6 million paving and repairing our roads. This equates to 24,000 lineal feet and approximately 4.5 miles. It is my expectation that we should be able to duplicate this effort again in 2015. 2015 will see a continuation of projects that have been started in 2014 and previous years. We will finish work on Midnight Park. We will finish work on the library. We look forward to moving forward with our new Director of Veteran Services and the installation of a permanent superintendent of schools along with 2 new principals, one at the middle school and one at Fawsey Elementary School due to retirements. We look forward to finally finishing the section of the 3rd floor right here in the MOB, moving the detective bureaus into that space. This is a project that's been in the pipeline for almost 10 years. Once this move is complete, we will start the process of bringing the school department central office together, combining the 4th floor and the 1st floor operations. We will continue our work in the school department, upgrading the technology, this year utilizing a grant to bring Wi-Fi into the middle school and completing the upgrade of all our elementary schools with Wi-Fi. Looking forward to that and the new technology. We'll continue to advance projects that are green friendly, ultimately reaching our goal of a green community designation. Once this work is complete, the city will be able to avail itself of numerous grant opportunities. We've also finished the bidding process of choosing an engineer firm to start and complete the design phase for the reconstruction of Memorial Avenue. This design will be completed with the funds awarded from the arbitration against MGM earlier in 2014, $665,000. We did send this out to bid. Once the design is completed, the city will submit an application to secure additional funds from the state to complete this work. This work will also include the replacement of the old underground pipes in an effort to reduce any number of continual water main breaks in this area of the city. Total cost of the project will approach $6.5 million once we're done. We do have to be diligent with our efforts related to the MGM casino in our community. To this end, and as of today, I've authorized an engineering firm, GPI, to determine baseline numbers for our traffic patterns so we may provide factual information to the Mass Gaming Commission when necessary. This work will have to do with the topic of the casino will be with us for a minimum of 15 years and most likely longer. We'll have to continue to do the baseline numbers and studies as we go forward, especially in year 1 and year 6 of the casino opening. Well, we're advancing the work that we'll be doing on Memorial Ave in cooperation with the Mass DOT, and as everyone knows, the Memorial Avenue rotary bridges will be replaced this May and June, along with adding handicap access and pedestrian-friendly enhancements to the bridge linking West Springfield and Springfield. As we all know, West Springfield was on the short end of the handicap accessibility on the bridge for years. And then within 2 years of this work, it's already scheduled the bridge at the other end of Memorial Ave linking us to Agawam will be replaced, and the intersection will be reconfigured to make this safer for both the vehicle and pedestrian traffic. In 2014, through the assistance of many, we started the CARE Coalition, and it will be critically important that this initiative grows tenfold in 2015. I encourage the community to come out and support the efforts of this group. I'm also very proud of the volunteer work that goes on in West Springfield. As of this evening, of all the volunteer groups, multi-member boards, and committees, we only have 4 openings left to fill. This is very impressive considering where we started the year in 2014. I also want to encourage residents to participate in tax exemption programs. You will hear more about these opportunities in a few minutes from our city's primary assessor, Randy Austin. Earlier this month, the city sent out a request for proposals to address the Elks building, an issue that has been on the plate for a few years also. At the same time, the city is in the process of upgrading the Elks Pavilion for use by the community. The pavilion will be available this summer. The disposition of the Elks building will be determined prior to the reopening of the pavilion. In 2015, the city will continue to see challenges. Relative to the budget, we'll face several challenges. As I mentioned before, with the addition of the high school and library's financial commitment coming online in this budget cycle, along with the increased electricity costs, mandatory retirement funding, the increase in labor costs, which were negotiated all in good faith, the obligation to fund other post-employment benefits, and of course the burden of the ever-increasing cost of health care benefit that the town provides will certainly be challenges as we enter into this budget cycle in the next couple of months. As you're aware, I've been working diligently with all the collective bargaining groups to address the health care benefits and costs related to the same. And I want to mention here that I truly appreciate their cooperation and input to date. It's been extremely valuable. As elected officials, we have our work cut out for us. I'm confident together we'll be able to address these challenges and continue to add, protect, and improve the quality of life in West Springfield. I truly look forward to working with everyone toward another rewarding year. Thank you, and if anybody has any questions, please answer them. Okay, thank you.